Hey guys, I want to make a video, and it's about voltage standing wave ratio, and this is something that you guys need to really look for. This is what you really want to look for. Now, guys, I want to understand that all my jumpers and everything are swept and tuned. This station is tuned very well. It's all done spectrum analyzer. I've come in and I put a frequency that I want to put in on the jumper. I'll put a frequency in and I'll sweep it and I'll null the jumper, cut the into resonance. I'll have to show that sometime. But guys, this is what you're wanting to look for when you're doing your SWR. So we're going to tune to the middle of the band, 205. And guys, we're going to do a basic. We've got the transmitter set at 4 watts RMS. I'll show you that. 4 watts RMS. Okay, now it's going through the transmitter. It's going through an input meter. It's going all the way around. Going through the input, the output of this amplifier. Going out. Going through another circuit. And then going into the output meter. Going through that and going out. Let me break this down one more time, guys. It's coming from a transmitter. It's coming into a jumper that is tuned, electrically tuned for my system. It's going into an input reflect meter, or, well, it's what I use it for, but it can be used as setting as an SWR, as an input reflect. This is the output meter. This is the input. This is reading transmitter when it's in the forward switched mode. When it's in the reverse switched mode, it's reading anything that's coming back from the amplifier. Guys, this is how you set up a true system that you're wanting to measure everything at one time. It's how you do a bench, or how you need to have an input that's going to tell you transmitter and input reflect, and then you have a meter that's going to tell you output reflect, that after the output transformer, the output circuit of the amplifier. So when you're in the off position, signal is passing through this amplifier. It's not going through the input and the output, it's passing through. So right now, when I'm on channel 20, I've got it set at 4 watts RMS, and when we key the transmitter, you want to see, in the SWR mode, you want to see it go to the set. Let me zoom in. The set. Look at that. I don't even have to do anything because it's so perfectly tuned. And then when you turn it to reflect, it's going to read your 1.1. Not even quite. Well, it's in between 1.1 and 1.2. Okay, you got to realize, guys, I want to break down to you how this needs to look. Now look, when you flip it back down to reflect, and it gives you the reflect, which is 1.1. Guys, when you flip it back up and forward, and you come down to the transmitter, look at this, and we go up to 40. What you don't want to have to do is redial. When you key, you want that needle to go right to set. Boom. Guys, if you have to come up and redial, that's immediately telling you that your frequency floating in and out of frequency resonance. Anytime that you have to come up and you have to recalibrate to get to set, and you have to recalibrate, that tells you immediately that your bench is not tuned, that your station is not tuned. Yes, this is what it's for. It's for making up that difference. But if you want it perfect, that should never have to be touched. Let me explain. Now we'll go all the way down to 965, which is channel 1. We're in forward. When you key, it'll go right to set. Guys, it don't get no better than that. Now look, we don't touch nothing. We're going to go right to 40. We'll go right to 20 first. It'll go right to set. Now we'll go right to 40. go right to set. Guys, anytime you have to come up and you have to make up the difference with your tuning knob, you know that your jumpers and your bench and everything, something's not quite right. If you're looking for perfect. Now, this is something else I want to show you. So now we're on channel 20 again. We'll go to 20. And we're in reflect now, so it's going to read it. Now look at this, guys. $40. Barely moved. Went to 1, 1, 3. Then we go down. Ain't that amazing? So from channel 965, channel 1 to channel 40, it don't even move but a half of a point. And go back up to forward. Go to the center of the frequency. When it's on forward, that's when you should be setting the reference. You don't even have to touch it. Put it right on reflect. It's going to give you your standing wave of 1.1, 1.2. Guys, that's 1.2 coming out of a transmitter going through 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of equipment before it gets to the antenna. Now think about that for a second. It's going through 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of equipment before it goes to the antenna, and I have a 1.1 SWR through an input system, through an amplifier. Guys, and I'm not even using the tuner. Tuner's not even tuned on. Second I hit that tuner button, 1.0, dead flat. So, that's what, if you can achieve this, and you can, and it takes time, every jumper, guys, every jumper that I have frequency nulled and made resonance for what I'm doing. That's so important when you're trying to take different radios and put on a bench and tune and get things right and get things accurate, so that whenever your stuff's consistent and right that way. When I tell somebody their radio's putting out 4 watts RMS, it's putting out 4 watts RMS, because I have took the time to take equipment and make sure that what I am reading is true. When you know, and that's what I'm trying to show here. You try to do what I just showed you on any other station, I promise you, you're gonna be looking to dial in that set every time. It ain't gonna be perfect across the spectrum. You can get it if you work at it, but that's what I'm trying to show. It's so important. It just is. That's at 4 watts. We could drop, if you drop the power, we could put a 1 watt signal, and then that's when you're going to have to probably do a different value. See what I'm saying? Anytime you change the output of the transmitter, you'll have to revalue. Let me key it. You'll have to revalue the meter, because now the coupling is different. Go to set. Now we're going to measure a 1 watt input. 1 point, not even quite 1.1. So the only time that you should ever, if your system's tuned, the only time you should ever have to couple is when the power output of the transmitter changes. We go back to 4 watts output. Now when we throw it up here, it's going to be overcoupled. See? Now we reach up, we decouple to set. We come back here, we flip it to reflect, we get a 1.1, 1.2. Ain't that amazing, guys? That's tuned system. That's what you want. You come right here, you look that we've raised our output fire to 4 watts. If we go to 8 watts and we flip it and forward, we'll have to recouple. Guys, if you stay at the same output power on the transmitter and you go from different frequency, you should not be having a couple to set if the coax and the system is tuned. If you do, I guarantee you need to tune your jumpers. Your jumpers are not right. 7 3s, 9-pound hammer.